don't know who's going to need to hear this, but I'm getting like heavy information on like jealous friends. The secret jealous friends specifically, but also just like in general, if you have friends that are jealous of you, whether it's playfully, behind closed doors, whatever, they're not your friends, okay? They are putting their own ego before they consider you. And additionally, most likely, they're also speaking on you like, oh, how come they get that opportunity and I've been doing all of this and I don't get it? Like they're speaking negative, they're projecting negatively onto your situation. Like if it's not like actually speaking it into existence, they're thinking it. So they're sending negativity your way, which is going to ultimately make your path to healing or spiritual alignment or whatever it is that you're seeking in this chapter of your life, it's going to make it harder energetically, but also in the 3D. Because if you have a jealous friend who is not wanting to see you be the best version of yourself, if you were to go to them, 111 on my timer, by the way, and if you were to go to them and ask them for advice, they are not going to give you the quality of advice that you deserve going to a friend seeking advice, because they're jealous. They don't actually believe that you're deserving, or they believe that they are more deserving. But either way, God, spirit, the universe, whatever it is that you believe in, they decide who is worthy. And ultimately, they are jealous that you are going to be more worthy, or you are more worthy than they are. They are, again, 144, because you have been chosen. They are jealous that they are not special in the way that you're special. They are special, but they're not. They're kind of like refusing to do the work to figure out what is their specialty. What is it that they are put onto this earth to do? And you've gone through that journey. You have probably had a very heavy first part of your life, and then you've had to do all of this healing and all of this deprogramming to reprogram, and then again deprogramming to reprogram, because sometimes we have to take these updates, if you will, as baby steps. So not everybody can just take all of this new information, this completely like new mindset, and then adapt it completely. Like sometimes it takes baby steps. So you have to reprogram and deprogram multiple times on the same subject sometimes. It doesn't mean that you're doing it badly. It just means that like whatever it is that you're working on reprogramming, it's just too much to bite off and chew like in one step. So fake friends, jealous friends, just again, energetically, they just hold you back so much, when really like they're showing me that power energy surge guy. I love him. He scares me every time, but I love it. It's almost like that, like your friends, your people, they should be that positive energy surge, even if like they don't believe in the same things that you believe, but they just want to see you be successful and be happy. That's okay. They don't have to have like the same exact beliefs as you, as long as they're celebrating you and as long as they're authentically happy. As long as they're not like resisting or holding you back. I'm hearing don't tell these friends anything. They're just monitoring spirits. It's almost like God, spirit, the universe is trying to see what you're willing to show to people that aren't, like I'm seeing like a hierarchy, and it's like you have special access. And so because you have special access, you need to be very, very careful about what information you share with other people. And you want to make sure that you're sharing it with people who have similar and or like higher access, right? Like, it's like, I don't know, it's like very like militant, the level. It's like you don't want to share like secrets that like a entry level person doesn't have access to, because like you don't know what secrets you're sharing. Like you don't know what you let out of the bag. They're showing me a cat literally coming out of the bag. And so just being very careful. And so sometimes God, spirit, the universe sends you these covert jealous friends to see if you're paying attention to their rank, if you're paying attention to the work they've been doing, if you're paying attention to their own access. And I'm not saying with people that have a high level of access that we all have access to the same exact information. But like if you're equally ranked, then you're allowed to share that information with each other, because like you both have met that threshold to have that level of access. It's very interesting the way they're showing me this. They're showing me like bones. I don't know if anybody watched that show, like where like with the archaeologist, I think archaeology. I don't really know. But like, you know, the lady that like works in the museum at DC and she looks at people's bones, you know, with the guy from Angel. So it's just like making sure that you're sharing the right information with the right people, and then any other information you're keeping close to the chest so these monitoring spirits can't go and report it back to anybody that's going to try to like hold you back. I don't know why I'm feeling like called to like hold my heart space, but like it's like not even like I'm holding it, it's like I'm protecting it. So like making sure to protect your heart space, because not everybody that smiles at you and like buys you a cup of coffee or sends you a text every once in a while, like not everybody has the best intentions. Sometimes they're just trying to pump you for information. Sometimes they just want to know how you knew that, how you got there, not because they're curious or they're excited for you, but because they want to try to steal it from you so they can do it themselves. But what they're refusing to do is the work, that they would have the same level of access as you if they did the same level of work as you. It's giving like they're like a double agent, or they're undercover to try to like get whatever information for their own gain, not because they're a friend. How do you know? How do you know that these are the people? These people will put minimal effort into hyping you up. These people will most likely ask you a lot of questions about you and your journey and share very little about theirs. They're expecting vulnerability from you while refusing to be vulnerable with themselves, and by extension like return that vulnerability. Some of these friends might not even be aware that they are jealous, that they're allowing their ego to control them. But those are probably the more dangerous ones, is because they're not self-aware enough to even know that they're bleeding on other people. Covert. And I'm not hearing covert narcissist, I'm just hearing covert, just to be clear. What do? We just don't. Like, we just don't engage. We just fade into the distance. We can be honest with them, but you know, those conversations, when people aren't self-aware, it doesn't go well. And then is that worth your time and energy? Only you can decide. But stop giving them the information they're seeking, ultimately. And when you stop giving them the information that they are seeking, they themselves will start weeding themselves out. So I think I'm also supposed to share, don't share with everybody what your cleansing practices are, what your protection practices are, how your life is going, even if you think it's surface level, even if you're just like, oh, I saw this beautiful sign today. Just don't. I know you're a person that's been working really, really hard to break down your walls, but their walls are created for a reason. And so just being mindful that sometimes we need to create walls between us and them as protection, not because we're scorned, not because we're traumatized, but because their energy speaks. And so if you have an inkling that this person or somebody in your energy is in fact jealous, or perhaps every time you try to hang out something comes up, that is probably the universe's way of saying, no, we're going to help you stop this process. We're going to help you stop dead in your tracks. This isn't a relationship you should continue on with. So I hope that helps somebody. I love you so much. You are not alone. This journey can be a wild ride, especially if you're learning who your people are and who your people aren't.